apologize. I think actually my last 3 videos, my headset had I don't know, gone bad or something. It was weird. The sound was working, but the microphone was not. So I just wanted to go over a few things. You probably noticed that I brought Snorlax in as my matchup against Sabrina. So this was something that I was waiting to kind of talk about at the right time. So if you notice here, there's an HP stat, there's an attack stat, a defense stat, a speed stat, and then just something called special. So in Generation 1, there is not special attack and special defense. It's one stat. And so there's a collection of Pokemon in Generation 1 that learn the move Amnesia, which if you've played Generation 2 and on, okay, Amnesia raises special defense by 2 stages. However, in this game, it raises special by 2 stages, which means that you get to deal more special attack, and you get to take less special attack damage. This actually is one of the reasons why there were several Pokemon in this generation who were substantially improved by special being one stat. First of all, anybody with Amnesia, obviously, right off the bat. So that includes Snorlax, Mewtwo, Slowbro, and I want to say it also, and I'm pretty sure it also includes, Mewtwo and Poliwrath. And unfortunately, Poliwrath is just not good. So there's just even having access to Amnesia just can't save him. He's just not a good Pokemon. And this is actually why, so you'll notice that I have Gyarados. So Gyarados, it is, there's no abilities in Gen 1 and 2, obviously, right? So he doesn't have Intimidate, which you could argue, okay, that he's not as good. I would say he's at his worst in Gen 2, though he's still decent. It's arguable, it's not definite, but it's certainly arguable that Gyarados was at his best right here in Generation 1, because Gyarados actually has good special defense, and it's his special defense that they use for his special stats, so it's base 100, I believe. So you'll notice that his attack and his special are pretty close. So moves like Surf and Hydro Pump actually do pretty decent damage coming from Gyarados. Slowbro is insane because he has, again, pretty high special attack, and again, that's what took over for his special stat. Not to mention he already has decent HP, very good defense, and access to the move Amnesia. So a couple of reasons why like some Pokemon were particularly good. I can't go through like every single one of them off the top of my head, but just know Tauros actually. Tauros used to run Blizzard. So Blizzard, for those that don't know, and I will be using Blizzard a lot once I get the TM. But Blizzard is, what am I trying to say here? Blizzard is 90% accurate in this game, in Gen 1. So yes, it's 120 base power, 90% accurate. Very, very strong. Labs, Cinnabar Island, and then Pokemon Mansion. Best, besides Mewtwo, obviously. Mewtwo, I think, was banned in competitive. Tauros had 70 base special, so took hits okay. It was one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. In this game, you have speed kills. It had access to stab body slam, which is pretty decent damage, along with Earthquake. Blizzard, and another move that I'm not going to mention just yet. That's another little mechanic that when it comes time, I would love to demonstrate for everybody. Yeah, unfortunately in this game, Arcanine is not as good because that was awesome. Definitely going to be duplicating that. I want several Pokemon to have Blizzard. like weird things about this game. Like they do tell you, oh, go like Gary on when you fight Gary in Cerulean City, right? He does say, hey, you should go see Bill, right? But that doesn't sound, I mean, it's not very like not like, hey, by the way, you need to go. Like, it's so funny, just like comparatively to like the way that like games talk to you nowadays compared to how they talked to you back then, or like back at this time. Is they would go like, oh, maybe you should go see Bill. He's really cool. And then there's like a trail of trainers that you have to like get through to like maybe to find him or whatever. And then ultimately he gives you ticket to get onto the SS Anne, right? Nowadays they would go like, they would mark it on your map, like, hey, by the way, Bill's over here. Go talk to him. So he has something important for you. It's just like the way that they kind of like. So yeah, there was a lot of things. You kind of just had a lot of the times in these games you just sort of had to explore. Just how it was. Fat dude is like out of combat sprite, and then you get into combat with him, and he's like very skinny. It's 47 You better have a burger meal. Yeah, fire spin, actually. That's another one of those buying. So fire spin. Why doesn't he list like the final forms? Like why doesn't it say Rapidash or Charizard? Also, not to mention the fact that the dude has an Arcanine as his ace. So why would he not say that Arcanine is a good choice? Makes no sense. Definitely very interesting from like when you see the Pokemon that are good in this game, and then you see them like later generations, and it's like, well, geez, why aren't they good in these later generations? And it's just very interesting because there's really just several instances of like the game had certain things. Like one thing I think that makes like Rhydon and Gull are very good at this game, right? And for lack of a better word, I mean they're essentially garbage in like modern competitive Pokemon, right? I don't think anybody's using. I think like that's not a low whatever like the new golf is, like electric type or whatever. But like that one is pretty good, right? Right, not pretty good. I think he saw a little bit of play for a very short amount of time. But anyways, like I think one of the biggest things is there really weren't. Besides normal-type Pokemon, like Snorlax and Tauros and Chansey, there weren't really Pokemon that had coverage moves, right? So, like, if you're playing with Rhydon, the only Pokemon that's going to kill you is a Grass type or a Water type. Because there's no good fighting types. Fighting types, essentially, they're there, but they don't really exist. You know what I mean? Like, they exist in theory. So, anyways, point being, I think that's why, like, Pokemon were pretty good at this game, because it was sort of like, you knew what could beat you and what couldn't, right? And the thing is that there's not a lot of, like, you know, so you switch in Rhydon or Gull, right? And it's not Alakazam, Executor, whatever, right? And so the only thing that's going to hit you, like, you know, right? So you know that they're not going to stay and fight you because they have nothing, because nobody has coverage. There's no sitting around wondering, like, oh, I wonder if they're running that money. Are they running the grass not set, or are they running the double thick set, or whatever it is, right? What's their coverage? What's their hidden power? What's their hidden power type? There was none of that. There was just like, oh, that's a water type, he has water moves. That's a psychic type, he has psychic moves. That was pretty much it, right? So yeah, I think that like the nuance of the game was very different, right? So there just was not a lot of like it just wasn't difficult because you knew basically what was coming. Which is also why, because there's not really a lot of like rock type Pokemon. There's a couple. Think about like the plethora of water types that are like super elite. But I think they started getting worse in Gen 2, and then a little bit more so I think in like by Gen 3, they were pretty much useless because Hidden Power existed. That was like the beginning of like Omni coverage. Have like Pikachu wasn't using Surf, you know what I mean? Like it had Thunderbolt and it had Quick Attack, and that was basically it. So I mean, yeah, there were a couple that had coverage, and those Pokemon were pretty much all good. You had Pokemon that had stats. That was it. If they had stats, they were good, and if they had coverage, they were good. So Cheesy Tools and Snorlax were insane. Nidoking also had a crazy move pool, so he's had a crazy move pool from the very beginning. I think that's kind of why, like, Pokemon that, like, you don't see any play from currently, you saw a lot of play from in this generation. I think it was just, like, it was very obvious, you know, who could take what, and there was not a lot of people to switch in to take, like, a big-ass earthquake, you know? It was like, I think we're gonna call this video here. So we're gonna save. I'm glad that I was able to get sound back into these videos. I was able to get my brother actually, thank God he had a spare headset to give to me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.